Voice test. Voice test. Voice test. That's better. Okay. Back to directed camera for the beginning of the game. Blue team versus red team. Again, Leeds is on the red team. Blue team going for split start, but all heading towards bot jungle. That was a late call. Red team all playing together, hiding in that bush. See the ward placed. Once they see that ward placed, don't know what they're doing because no one's going to walk in there. Because that was a defensive ward, so they should just leave now. So now they just walked onto a ward. But they saw the guy place the ward. That's weird. Right, team comps. We'll start with blue team's team comp. They have Sejuani for the engage, Brand for the poke, Lucian for the damage, Rumble for the engage and damage and Rumble goodness, and Alistair for the peel and engage. Very strong tank, two very big tanks, lots of damage, lots of magic damage, so it can be itemised a bit against, but then Lucian will wreak havoc. So yeah, very strong comp. They know they don't quite have the peel for a hyper carry with a Rumble top, so they've gone for a bit of a safer AD carry. Again, that's a hard engaged comp like we saw last game, but that one's a lot better than the other opponents last time. I don't know how Sejuani is right now. Yes, we'll have to see. I'll be interested in that. And then against some Momchil and Lee Sin again. He was strong last game, so hopefully he can carry again. This time, a bit more of a carry top lane with Jax. And hopefully he can bully Rumble early. Although he has already used a corrupting potion. And has Rumble used a potion? I think no, you start with a potion. No, your Dawnblaze costs 450. Does Dawnblade cost 450? I don't even know. I talk so much crap. Right, Dean could have rushed level 2 here and then like bullied Rumble hard, but now he's kind of getting forced back. That's fine though. Hit that. Now, when he's got this cannon minion, he could kind of jump onto. After this cannon minion wave, he wants to try and freeze this because he doesn't want to go under turret. But it looks like he's just going to let it go under turret because he thinks. I mean, Rumble is level 3, so he's stronger. So Rumble's kind of won that first bit. Unless Dean hits all of these, but I don't think he will. Right, Lee Sin coming in for the gank. Brand's walking way too far forward and onto a shadow, so that's going to be his flash. Very easy. Momchil's going for a lot of ganks. Sejuani instead is doing a full clear. Clearing absolutely everything. So she's going to get a bit ahead of Momchil, unless Momchil can snowball off that flash, off these ganks. But hopefully he can. I think ganking early with Lee Sin is a lot better. Gets to slow onto Rumble, and then they just kill Rumble. Did Rumble have flash? No, he must have flashed straight away. Okay, Rumble flashed straight away. Rumble was pushed up without wards, so good for Momchil to try it. That'll help Dean out a lot as Dean got the kill, and he was being shoved in, so that allows him to get some of that farm back. So Momchil kind of saved top lane there. Bot lane, Lucian's very strong, so he's getting the farm. But George is only like a couple behind, so that's fine. Fresh Alistair is a very simple matchup. If Fresh hooks Alistair, then he's wasting his time. If he doesn't, then he's doing good. Again, I wouldn't go for the hook whilst the cannon minion was up, because if you engage on a cannon minion, it can really hurt. So I'd wait until the cannon minion was dead. I wouldn't go in. Yeah, I wouldn't go in now. I'd kill this stuff. Kill this cannon. So now if they go in, that cannon's going to start hitting people. I mean, it's randomly de-aggro, but look at it, hit Voodoo Juji, hit Rob 3 times, Voodoo Juji 3 times. And that's like 60 damage. I think once you factor in armour. Maybe a bit less, but it's still quite noticeable. Right. Dean didn't actually have to jump there, and if he saved his jump, he could have jumped now and got this kill a lot safer. And as it is, he's going to die. If he'd just run up to him with the stun, then he could have jumped onto him after he started running away, and he would have been closer to auto attack, and he probably wouldn't have had to dive as far. Might have got out. He has flash, so he probably would have been here, and he wouldn't have been able to flash out. So slight mistake there. It did allow him to get the burst down earlier, but it meant that he didn't keep up. So he actually did less damage, despite using the ability earlier. Here Brand is really strong right now, but Boatman's still beating him because of that flash force and that time forced him back. So Momchill's one top lane, basically, and well, hopefully Jack's can now scale off that. Headstrinker is a good buy rather than going through the Gwynsos, so I like that. And hopefully he can get mid actually snowballing. Wait, Brand kill Zed? When was that? Okay, here. Okay, so pushed up without wards. If you're on red side, you want to. Yeah, then he just dies. You want to ward here. Like if you're on blue side, you would want to ward there. If you're on red side, you don't want to ward there because that's in your jungle anyway. So you want to ward over here. Most of the time. Especially if you can in the middle of the lane. Maybe if you're like under turret then over here, but he wasn't. Yeah. Mom's coming in because he notices Brand is out of mana, but Brand's just going to walk off, so he's just going to get the farm. Okay, and then to furthest viewed. Sejuani's got that deep ward. How is Vision in the early game again? Okay, this time we've got better control of top river. Bottom river's still a bit rubbish. They are pushed under, so it doesn't matter too much. But again, if that ward was over here, let's have a bit more kind of widespread vision. But that ward is now fine because it's in that bush. That's better than over here. But it means that Zed should really be playing up here all the time, or like right here, but probably up here. Okay, Lucian just crap just happened bot. So let's see what happened there. What is this replay system? It's so bad. Okay, so George is on half HP, no vision, so you got to be careful of a dive here. You got to be careful of people in this bush. There is someone in that bush. Alistair, right, straight away heads what's in. Dean instantly teleports, so that was a good call. Flashes onto Lucian, and they're going to get the Lucian kill back. Very good teleport by Dean. It's a shame George died because he was just 1 second. If he just waited half a second for Rob to ward that, that would have been a bit safer. Very small mistake, but it killed him, which is a shame. And his flash is down. Okay. They get the Lucian kill in return, but they do force Jax's teleport. Jax is now very far ahead on kills, but Rumble is getting some nice bit of farm out of that. And he has managed to push it under. Luckily it's a cannon minion wave, so that cannon's going to tank a lot of the turret shots. So Dean's not going to miss that much. Rumble's now level 6. He's just got his Seekers. He's still not like as strong as Jax. But I don't think there's any point in the game where he can 1v1 Jax. So we were talking about team comps and I didn't really get to it. Well, we said that blue was hard engage. But what is red? Red is a split pushing comp. And it's actually a double split push comp because Jax is a split pusher and Zed is a split pusher. The difficulty they're going to have with that is, does Caitlyn, Lee Sin, Thresh have enough wave clear? Caitlyn has a Q, but it's not great. Right. Dean thinks, oh, I'm 3-1, I can force. But let's rewatch how he actually plays that. We'll find out his exact mistake. Why he lost the fight. Okay. First thing. He's pushed the wave in. Actually, let's go. No, it doesn't work like that. You can't go backwards. Okay. So first thing. Hit. If we look here, he can't freeze that as it is because there's more. Actually, he probably could. He could slow push it at least if he couldn't freeze it. So as it is, he's making himself more vulnerable to jungle ganks. Even with that pink ward, they could go round through Montrose jungle coming through try. So that's dangerous in itself. Excuse me. Then he jumps onto Rumble, whilst Rumble has heat and has Flame Spitter already on, and there's a whole minion wave attacking him. So he's going to take a lot of damage. He gets the W, and he really wants that E, so he actually takes 2 turret hits to land the stun. Because of that, he actually takes a shitload of damage from those turret hits. Rumble instantly ults because he sees he can kill him. Lands both slows because he doesn't have jump to dodge them. And also he forgets that he hasn't got Ignite and Rumble has Ignite. So the main thing was he took those 2 turret hits just to land the stun. He should have just given up on the stun and just backed off. Okay. Right, what's happening bot? It's coming to about the time when one of the teams could go dragon. It would be an early dragon, but they could. They're trying to get good vision. Blue team's vision. They have a lot of vision here, and the vision of the tries, and vision of the dragons. Good vision. No deep wards, but decent enough to contest dragon. Red team, pink ward here, I like that. No try vision, that could be being denied by bot, I understand that. And no vision of dragon itself, so actually the entire team could come through here and just get dragon. So now that I'd kind of want to see Leeds. He still hasn't got trackers, so he can't actually. Yeah, he goes to get wards here. Right, this ward. I'll just pause it so I don't miss anything. This ward isn't really doing anything. Or this ward isn't. Yeah, this ward isn't really doing anything. Because this ward is guarding this entrance, but that ward is doing that. So all this ward is guarding is if they walked past his blue buff, and then to mid. But he could do that by putting a ward at the entrance to blue buff. So this ward is pointless. This ward in itself is not actually. It's got a use because it watches river. But again, if there was a ward here, it would watch river as well, and that pink can watch that entrance anyway. So this one is useless. This ward here, and this one is suboptimal and could be placed by the dragon to get vision of dragon. And then he'd still have a ward on his trinket, so he could W2. Or he could go put that in Tribush, or maybe a deep ward in red if he wants to be aggressive, or some top lane help. Zed's ward is up, so what should he be doing? Well, his bot side is completely warded off, so maybe stick a ward in this bush here. It really annoys me it doesn't ping the thing, but this bush here. Just get some top vision. Right, Fresh's ward is up. They're going back, so that's fine. Is this a good back timer? It's okay. They're not denying, but they're not pushing him. But they don't have vision of the enemy jungler, so it's a safe one. Right, Dean is now playing a bit more precautiously, I think. He puts a pink in this bush because he doesn't. Why did he put a pink in that bush? Right, if he's put a pink in this bush, what that means is he wants to freeze it here. Because he wants the jungler to be able to gank. Yeah, he wants to freeze it exactly here. So he shouldn't actually hard push here. He should just match Rumble. Right, so is he matching Rumble? That was good. Got some harass on. That's too many minions and 3 ranged and cannon. No, see, he's pushing it in. So this pink might as well be his trinket ward. Sure, the pink lasts longer, but it's not like denying vision for a gank, because the only way they could gank Rumble is a dive. They could dive Rumble, but that pink wouldn't be necessary if they were doing that. And that pink will normally die once he's gone back, so it's the longevity of it doesn't actually matter that much. Bot lane. Okay, Caitlyn's managed to catch up with Lucian CS. He's still got that kill on her, so he's still a bit of gold ahead. So they don't really want to be fighting, they just want to be farming, and that seems to be what they're doing. Seeing as top should be won if Jean doesn't mess it up. Okay, Dean's going to die. Just get into a solo kill. So this series is basically let's try and improve Dean's laning. In fact, let's quickly check out what happened mid there. Okay, so what's now? Let's keep it on red vision because we want to see what red is seeing. So they've got vision of top because Momcho's there, and they've got vision of bot because of those good wards that they still got. Although they could be in different places, as we've talked about. This 1v1 is very, seems to be pretty even. Right, and they just saw Alistair in that ward very briefly, but they saw him. So they know he's back here. So going for this gank, they obviously didn't see Alistair because they wouldn't have dived otherwise. Or they were being super greedy. So Momcho dies to the turret. And then to try and get a cheese kill on Brand, it only takes another 2 turret hits, which means that the Ignite kills him. So they should have actually just looked at the map because they would have seen Alistair. And although it seems like Lee Sin would beat Brand Alistair in a 2v2, I don't think that actually would, because a tank and a carry is quite good in 2v2 to a high damage and high damage. Unless you instantly kill their carry, it's not as good, and they didn't instantly kill Brand. Okay, top lane. Right, so Dean is playing very aggressive. That's fine though, because he is ahead. Although he's not actually that far ahead. Let's look at gold. Yeah, in fact in gold he's exactly the same, and he's got more gold in his bank, so he's actually behind in lane at the moment, gold wise. And he hasn't got Grinzu, so he doesn't have that Jack's power spike, and he hasn't got Sheen or Phage, so he doesn't have those Jack's power spikes. So he's not actually that far ahead. Okay, no, he's actually behind, yeah. So Rumble flashes the E, then as soon as he knows Jax's E is down, he will ins him. Rather than running around in circles, Rumble is faster than Dean, so Dean should just try to kill Rumble back. Because of the way that Jax's ult works and Jax's passive works and further a battle, if you just constantly attack someone, you get quite a lot of damage. So if you kind of hit them and run away, you do a lot less. So he might have actually been able to kill Rumble there, or at least made it so that Momcho would kill Rumble. Momcho's now behind on Lee Sin versus Sejuani, and he's actually really far behind her in gold. Oh no! I talk so much crap. How? Okay, it's only 8 CS behind, which somehow only 150 gold. So he's not that far behind, but he is behind, and that's not good because Sejuani's a lot better than Lee Sin in the late game. He hasn't actually done any invading against Sejuani, despite that being what you want to do against Sejuani. We'll double check, but I think what happened here is Rob walked into the enemy team whilst they were warding, trying to get wards. Okay, so Rob gets the hook on Lucian, nothing comes of it. Standard bot laning. Okay, they've got the ward in the river, so they know they're not getting ganked from where they are. And he goes, oh, I might get ganked. Will ward try? Why did he then walk to Dragon? If we look, they had no vision of this area. That was really dangerous, especially as he knew bot lane could cut him off. So yeah, again, walking to places where you don't have vision, you can't really do it. And that's going to get blue team a free Dragon. The split pushers, Zed is not winning his lane, so Zed can't really split push. Dean is also losing his lane, so Dean can't really split push. So this split pushing comp now doesn't work unless they randomly get fed in a team fight by blue misplaying. So they're gonna have a very hard time from here on. unless they can like completely destroy Lucian instantly or something, and get those insta kills and get out. Bow for Bill here. But Lee Sin's really damaged, so they should probably just give this up. They're kind of just wasting time. It's not like they've pushed in mid. Right, if I was Zed, I would freeze the lane here. Although Brand will try and push it in, so basically he's going to have to aggressively attack it as much as Brand aggressively attacks it, yeah. And because it went under turret, Brand's managed to reset the lane, it will bounce back to the middle. George is desperately trying to get the farm so we can do something. I like Caitlyn in this team because she does have that wave clear they need. But she is getting just a bit outclassed by Lucian at the moment. Especially as Momchill hasn't ganked bot, if I remember correctly. They had that Dean teleport gank, I think Momchill was there for that. But that was more a counter gank, like he hasn't gone bot, so so that lane is struggling a bit because Sejuani has gone bot. He's really trying to get control of this top side to get Jax and Zed ahead, so they can actually split push, hopefully. But Dean is making quite a few mistakes, so he's not actually ahead because he keeps getting solo killed by Rumble. Rumble is one of the rarer champs in solo queue nowadays, so I understand. So it makes sense that Dean maybe lacks a bit of experience, but he was really popular in season 5, so he should have more. Okay, this is just a 2v2 bot lane. Looks like the enemy team went a bit too deep and George managed to almost kill both of them. I don't like diving without your jungler. I mean, if Momchill had been there, that would have definitely been a dead Lucian. Right, what happened here? Okay, so they're fighting over this vision. Didn't check this bush again. As I said, whenever you do Scuttle Crab, check these bushes. That ward is good though, because that means he knows what's going on. Why did he wait? Well, W cooldown. Okay, so Lee Sin is now getting red. Sejuani knows he's over here, so she's going. That's a really risky deep ward by her. If Momchill had stopped attacking red instantly and then gone on her, they could have chunked her a bit. As it is, they force Zed back. And now Momchill's going in, but mid lane's pushed in. So this is pretty risky because Brand's free to roam. And actually from the... Yeah, Sejuani just solo kills him. Zed manages to get the kill back, so that's good. But he's going to lose farm to the turret because Brand pushed it in. So that's a shame. Right, Dean has pushed up his lane, and because he's not actually winning his lane, he's looking for the roam. Why did he stop? Oh, he sees the pink ward. Someone finally finds it. Right, looking at the score currently, they should go... Right, George and Jax have kills. Jax is behind though. So they should be looking to get turrets because they're a bit behind on gold and they want to get that gold back. I don't think they can fight a dragon because it's hard engaged comps, so they want to get the turrets down early so they can start split pushing. Oh, Dean actually won a solo fight. That's good. Let's watch that as well, so we can see what he did right. Okay, so he's pushing it in again, but he can't get this turret by himself. So he just jumps on Rumble. Rumble gets his farm. Rumble playing very far up, considering how much damage Jax can now do with the blasting wand and the pickaxe. Pushing it up again. Dean starts to roam down for that roam so early. Actually, we're quite far behind. Finds the pink. Dean's pink gets taken out. Ah, but because of his roam, see, the lane's now in the right position. Right, you see now, Dean, how you can, when you go in on him, Rumble can't escape because he's too far back. So then you can just straight up, yeah, just hit him. I like the flash to dodge the Rumble as well. Could have actually been a bit sooner, but it's good. So that was all about wave positioning, because the wave is in the right place. Dean could abuse Jax's power. So there he pushed it into Rome, so that was good. It's all lane position. The minion control. It's not actually like mechanics particularly. Right, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Good vision. Actually, now that I've started talking about that, let's analyse red vision even more. So they've got complete vision of dragon, although it doesn't spawn for 1 minute and 45. And they got vision here. Dean will finish off the vision. So they've got complete vision in the river. How's their vision denial? They've denied most of the blue team vision as well, apart from defensive wards. So that's pretty good. Blue team is starting to get a bit now. So warding's about equal. Jack's teleport, it was a bit early there. If it was any other support, it would have been fine, but because it's Alistair, Alistair's going to tank so much damage. And he's got flash, okay. They managed to actually get him down, but by the time they get him down, Sejuani's here. So, can Momcho arrive in time? And Bolan arrive in time? She flashes to kill George, and the answer is no, they cannot arrive in time. Momcho was... So really... The teleport gank was good, but it was risky because they knew Sejuani was around there because she just placed that pink in that... she just placed that pink in that bush. So Momcho needed to be there too to make sure they won the numbers game. And because of that teleport gank, Rumble got the turret. So definitely not good. I could hear George say Robbie asked for a teleport once Alistair ran towards George because they thought they were getting ganked. But they had vision, so... To be honest, I'm not sure exactly how they should have played that, but... What they did obviously didn't work. Right. Rumble plus Brandel just destroy George there. And the hook of death. Stealing his soul and torturing it. Evil fresh. But they're going to have a problem here because they've grouped up and they're a split pushing comp versus a team fight comp. They put Zed in the split push. But they've put Zed in the split push against a 6-3 Lucian. And the Zed's 0-2, so Zed's itemised to play against an AP. So I don't know if he can actually win this matchup. The Lucian is playing it safe because it's Zed, but I'm pretty sure the Lucian could just 1v1 the Zed. Right, now he's going back because it's too bot lane take over again. So as I said, they still want to get these turrets. They've almost got them, but it's taking so long because they haven't. They should have quickly grouped up to get turrets, and then have the jungler come down, do like half turret self, and then leave. Then do the same thing again once the enemy team is dispersed a bit. Get vision so they can do that. That would unlock the gold from the turrets. That would actually make them pretty even if they got that gold, and then they could actually start split pushing. Okay, it's always just as I turn the camera away from a lane that something happens. So Bolan goes back. George goes in lane. I have a feeling it's going to be exactly the same thing that happened before, where George walks too near bot bush before letting Rob ward it first. Yep. For the sake of like 2 seconds, just let Rob stick a ward in there first. You know bot lane's ahead, you know Sejuani can get ganks here really easily. And now they've actually done what they don't want to do. They've lost their outer turrets when they really want to be killing the outer turrets. Jax is just stuck in the top lane behind his lane opponent. Quite far behind as well now. Brand is losing to his lane opponent and can't split push because of people who are ahead of him on gold. And they actually got both of bot turret off that. Now they're going to get dragon. I wouldn't contest this dragon. You're against a team fight comp when you're a split push comp. I'd just push up lanes. In fact, I'd actually probably have rotated George or at least Rob top and just got this turret. Right, Dean got solo killed again. Let's watch it. It's 3 times now. Right, takes tons of damage. Thinks his cooldown's down, but he took a turret hit. So he didn't actually do any more damage to Rumble than Rumble did to him. And Rumble seems to be running the spell vamp and the Vampire mastery, so he's healing up from his when he kills stuff. Speed up a bit until the wave gets here. Right, Dean should know he's behind because he's on the same score as Rumble, but Rumble's ahead on CS. He's got Gwynsu's. Right, so he jumps on him, does a lot of damage, but he can't kill him because he's pushed the wave up again. If he froze, it'd be a lot safer. Right, so Dean wants to dive hit, but he makes it really off. In fact, he hits the turret first, and he doesn't see Rumble's Zhonya's. And then Rumble has Ignite, so he beats Dean. Could have stayed in that bush and tried to just burst him down, but he shouldn't have gone for the turret hit because he's behind his laner. He can't just walk onto the turret. Right, let's get on with it a bit. Baron's now up. Again, Red Team's vision is a lot better. Just what they're doing with their lanes. Rob just gets caught by being too far forward. George almost dies just to Lucianal. And here they've got a hard engage comp against split push comp. And the split pushers the lanes aren't pushed up enough that the split pusher's doing anything because these outer turrets are still up. So he's still got to kill the outer turret whilst these guys killing the inhibitor. If he was like killing the inhibitor turret whilst they were killing the inhibitor, that'd be fine. But bot lane never managed to push up because Momcho never ganked it. So now this hard engage comp, it really comes down to whether the mechanical outplay, and it would have to be outplay. Even if they played mechanically the same, blue team would win. Managed to get a good stun on Lucian, but there's no follow-up because Zed's dead, so they can't get their assassin to kill the AD carry. Actually, not Zed, Zed's bot. So finally Zed got to the inhibitor turret, but because he had to kill that second turret, he's not going to get it because they're just going to be. And Alistair's strong enough to force him off it. I don't quite get why Alistair like full on engaged there, but whatever. I mean, now Zed's got a bit of a problem because the team's coming for him, and he hasn't got any vision apart from that blue trinket. Blue trinket's so OP though, so he gets out because blue trinket's OP. So it was a good split push by Zed, but because bot hadn't been prepped by killing the outer turret, it took too long and he didn't get an inhibitor turret. So it's not an even trade. Nothing's going to happen for a bit. Right. So now they want to split push still. They just want to constantly be split pushing and have the vision to do that, and then pick the right matchups. Say, am I stronger than this person? Let put me against him. They probably want Dean in the bottom lane because he's got teleport, so he can teleport to the Baron, and Zed in the top lane. As it is, they're kind of posturing around their jungle against a hard engage comp, which is bloody dangerous because the hard engage comp can hard engage on them. The carries are left exposed mid, so if Sejuani just like came up, E'd out of here and ulted George, he would have died there. That's not good. And they're doing the posture around dragon thing, but they'll lose this fight. So they need Dean to be pushing this. They especially need Rob and George to be at the turret defending it because George is their wave clear. Without George, they can't kill these minions. But he's going to be late, so this turret is actually going to die. A very good Sejuani Gale gets 3 people. Followed up by the Rumble, that's the team comp. That hard engage. It's a good hard engage comp, and they're playing it well. And no one in the split push comp is strong enough to split push, and none of the lanes are prepped for split push. So it's just a split push comp trying to team fight, which isn't working. That's now 2 inhibitors down. Blue team will probably go straight to Baron or go back and get Baron. Okay, Jackson Zed managed to kill Lucian, as they should be able to. But they had to go die sacrifice Jax for it, and there's still a lot of damage on the team because Brand and Rumble still do a shit ton of damage. So then they kill Rob. And now they're actually just with 2 super minion waves. Managed to get Nexus turret. I think they're going to back out now because Sejuani's a bit low. Alistair doing a good job of peeling there. And my team choose to surrender because they've lost. If you pick a split pushing comp, you have to prep for the split push. You have to make sure that you can push it up. And when you do split pushes are split pushing, that they actually get something meaningful like an inhibitor. And not just a bit of farm and maybe a turret. And again, Momchil, you're not ganking bot. I'm not sure why not. Like if Caitlyn needed to be quite strong there because she was your sole split pusher, and that you needed bot turret prepped by killing the out turret. So you really should have ganked bot. Dean got solo killed way too many times that game. Just like taking turret hits or engaging the wrong place and not freezing his lane. Watch from top lane the streams, Dean, especially ones that like to talk about what they're doing and where they're positioning the minion wave, because that was the main thing that you need to work on, where you position the minion wave. Bolan played well, but I don't think Zed's that strong in this metas because he had to go Hex Drinker, and that meant he didn't do much damage. He delayed his power spike, but he never really got strong. Like if he was against a mirror match, then maybe sure he could have outplayed him and then they would have won. But he wasn't against a split pushing mid. He was against a team fighting mid who was very strong early. So really he couldn't just get off the ground. They could have maybe put a bit more pressure from Momcho on mid because Brand's pretty immobile. But for that they needed kind of wards. I don't really like that idea because it's split pushing comp. You want to make sure your outer turrets are down. Mid turrets less important. That's all I have to say about that game. Leave any comments if you disagree with anything I've said, or if you agree with anything I said and think I'm brilliant, which I mean, I'm just kidding you. Next game.